He is known for being a prominent philosopher and theologian in the 12th century. He is recognized for being the first Franciscan to receive a bachelor's degree of theology from the University of Paris. His name is John of La Rochelle. In the enchanting coastal town of La Rochelle, during the waning years of the 12th century, a young scholar named John embarked on a path that would shape his destiny and leave an indelible mark on the world of theology. Born into a humble family, John's thirst for knowledge led him to embrace the Franciscan order at a tender age. Under the guidance of his mentor, Alexander of Hales, he delved deep into the realm of theological studies and became the first Franciscan to attain a bachelor's degree in theology from the prestigious University of Paris. Driven by a burning desire to understand the mysteries of faith, John embarked on a prolific journey of intellectual exploration. He authored numerous treatises, delivered powerful sermons, and provided insightful commentaries on sacred scripture. His scholarly contributions were not confined to his own works alone, as he played a pivotal role in completing the theological Summa initiated by his revered teacher, Alexander of Hales. This collaboration exemplified his dedication to the pursuit of wisdom and the transmission of knowledge. However, for John of La Rochelle, theology was not merely an academic endeavor, it was a sacred calling that required more than just intellectual prowess. He believed that a theologian must possess three essential qualities: knowledge, a holy life, and the ability to teach. To John, teaching scripture was not a task to be taken lightly. It demanded not only a solid doctoral education but also a personal embodiment of sacred knowledge through virtuous actions and moral conduct. Only by living a life aligned with divine principles could one truly be equipped to impart wisdom to others. In the midst of turbulent times within the Franciscan order, John found himself entangled in the conflicts that beset his brethren. Alongside Alexander of Hales, he engaged in discussions that ultimately led to the downfall of Brother Elias, a prominent figure within the order. John's unwavering commitment to upholding the principles of the Franciscan rule earned him recognition and respect from his peers. When the chapter of Definitors convened in 1241 to address contentious matters concerning the rule, John, along with Alexander of Hales and other esteemed theologians, was entrusted with the task of providing an exposition on the rule of Saint Francis. Their work, known as the Exposition of the Four Masters, received the esteemed approval of the General Chapter, held in Bologna in 1242. Tragically, the year 1245 witnessed the departure of both John and his beloved mentor, Alexander of Hales. Their untimely demise marked the end of an era, but their contributions continued to echo through the corridors of theological discourse. John's legacy endured, not only in his scholarly works but also in his profound understanding that theology was not a detached intellectual pursuit but a pathway to wisdom and a means to live a holy life. His teachings continue to inspire theologians, reminding them that true wisdom is grounded in knowledge, virtuous living, and the transformative power of teaching and preaching. John's works, the Tractatus de Divisione Potentiarum Animae and Summa de Anima, were considered some of his best. These writings were widely circulated in the 13th and 14th centuries, and Father Fidelis of Fana noted their frequent presence in European libraries of the time. Despite the general decline in philosophical studies among Parisian theologians, John stood out as a respected and renowned professor. His reputation for holiness and learning preceded him, and his writings were highly regarded for their depth and practicality. The main focus of John's Summa de Anima was to present his position on being and essence within the ongoing debate between those who believed in a composite nature of the soul and those who rejected this notion. He delved into the four causes of the soul according to Aristotle: material, efficient, formal, and final. In his exploration, John incorporated Avicennian doctrines while developing his own ideas on intellectual cognition. John introduced the concept of two levels of reason within the soul, higher and lower. These levels were defined by the objects of reasoning, with the higher level dealing with spiritual beings and the lower level with corporeal entities. He drew inspiration from Augustine's categorization of knowledge, classifying objects into four categories based on their relation to the soul. Further building on his philosophical sources, John discussed the distinction between the agent intellect outside the soul and the one above the soul. This idea was influenced by Augustine's work and Avicenna's views on separate intelligence. John's exploration of the soul's power in his treatise on the multiple divisions shed even more light on his conceptualization of the soul. John of La Rochelle's philosophical works offered a deep understanding of the soul and its relation to being and essence. His writings not only contributed to the intellectual discourse of his time but also provided practical insights that are still relevant today. By exploring the complexities of the soul and its cognitive capacities, John's philosophy offers valuable guidance for understanding ourselves and our place in the world.
Do you want to explore more philosophers? Who do you want to see featured next? Subscribe and leave a comment below to let me know. I'll see you in the next video.